Well, I kind of disabled your phone. You can listen to what I have to say, though. I'm here to talk about how the minimum wage should not be raised in the United States. This is because it would hurt many small businesses, it wouldn't have a super big impact on poverty, and it would hurt many families and their kids. So first, I'm going to talk about how it hurts small businesses. Someone else who thought this was United States Representative Elizabeth Ann Van Dyne, who said, "A federal nationwide mandate to raise the minimum wage to $15 per hour will put us right back to where we were a few months ago. American jobs destroyed, small businesses forced to close their doors, and life savings gone to waste. I can't think of anything more devastating at a time when our small businesses are barely getting back on their feet." You see, that's not a good thing to go back to. Those types of businesses need to be anything but closed. Another thing that I would like to bring up is a part from a CNBC article where it says, "The local neighborhood stores and businesses with razor-thin profits will be forced to raise prices to make up for the additional labor costs. With the increased prices, customers may elect to take their business elsewhere. Losing customers means losing income, which could result in the business having to lay off workers." Now, this is pretty much just saying how those businesses will close, by customers not coming because of the high prices. Now we're switching to my second reason, which is that raising the minimum wage wouldn't have a big impact on poverty. This is proven with a statistic from the same CNBC article stating, "Meanwhile, the $10 increase proposed by Romney and Cotton would only boost wages for 4.9 million workers, or 3.2% of the workforce." So yeah, 3.2% is barely anything. That's less than the amount of people colorblind in the United States. Now, going on from that, I would like to bring up another piece of evidence saying other low-wage workers would become jobless. Their family income would drop, and it could place them below the poverty threshold. This says that if they would raise the minimum wage, it's very possible that it would do more harm than good. And now to my final reason, I would like to talk about how it would hurt many families and their children. One piece of evidence says it would also raise the cost of childcare by an average of 21% in the US. Childcare is a pretty important thing when it comes to introducing children to things. Like, it gives kids more social interaction, and it's almost fully responsible for after-school activities. I can see where some people who want the minimum wage raised come from, saying that it would give service workers, such as waiters and waitresses, more money, and they wouldn't have to rely solely on tips. But I have one thing to say to that, and it's a piece of evidence saying it's a slam dunk case that a $15 minimum wage would be devastating to low workers in much of the country, even after the economy has fully recovered from the pandemic recession. Michael Strain, an economist at the Right of Center American Enterprise Institute, has argued. Or you could say that raising the minimum wage would boost the economy, but that can be disproved with this part from an article saying, "The available data on the supply and demand side of the labor market suggests that it would price others out of the market and further damage many vulnerable small businesses." Basically, it would make a bunch of things overpriced and quite a bit of things would collapse in the economy. Instead of raising the minimum wage, we would be able to limit the amount of income tax coming from their checks. This could work as it wouldn't make the business pay more money to their employees, and they would still be getting the money they need. The only problem with this is that it would slightly reduce the quality of major health programs, such as Medicare. But if people want to make a difference, they would be able to support the WASC movement, which increases the income of the low-wage workers. It also gives workers easier access to work support and helps workers with stable employment. You would be able to tell others about the WASC organization and helps to inspire them about the movement and help workers. And it would all finally boost the economy.